The Cowboys were the only team to allow 30 points per game last year, so any upgrade should be a significant one. Let's go to the Colts here. We go to the AFC. The Patriots and the Colts met for a preseason game over the weekend, with New England resting most of their starters, including quarterback Drake May, while the Colts started Anthony Richardson, who only played in 2 games last year. Despite the Patriots being the AFC champs just a year ago, Kevin Clark still has questions. Listen to this take.
Jets in New York, they're going to lose to the Denver Broncos in Week 17, and they finish out with a win against the Miami Dolphins. I've got the New England Patriots. There we go. I got the New England Patriots matching the season record that they had a year ago, 14-3.
Loss right here. Loss right here. Wild card.
I think that's extreme.
Yeah.
I think that's extreme.
All right, you're a little skeptical of the Pats. Chris Canty says they're going to match their win total from a year ago. What say you, Dan Orlovsky?
I would be shocked if they get to 14-3. Yeah.
So you're more with Kevin on this.
Well, there is a reality where they can be a better team and have a lesser record. That was a historically soft schedule last year, whether Patriot fans want to actually say it or not. It was, okay? They took advantage of it. They go on the Super Bowl run. It was awesome. I think that they can be a better team, but because of the reality of their schedule, maybe not have as good a record. I think their offensive line is going to be improved. They struggled versus man coverage in the playoffs. They obviously had Romeo Doubs and A.J. Brown. I mean, that's a pretty significant start of at Seattle. You got to go Pittsburgh. I could see 1-1. I'm going to go through this schedule. Leave it up. Okay, so I go 1-0, 1-1. I'm going to say 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3. I'm going to say 3-4, 4-4, 4-5, 4-6, 4-7. Let's say 5-7, 6-7, 6-8, 7-8. Yeah, I think you're looking at like 9-8, 10-7 is like a reality.
Yeah, so a wild card team essentially.
Yeah, fighting for a wild card spot, but it could be a better football team.
Okay, Myron.
So wait, I want to understand this. So we just talked about how the Dallas Cowboys are on their way to the Super Bowl, right? Because they made some personnel moves from having the worst defense in the NFL to suddenly they're going to skyrocket. And a team that was actually there with a quarterback who now is going to get his second full season as the guy, and the confidence of that staff that they have in him. He's going to continue to grow in Drake May. They give him an elite receiver, and somehow they're a wild card team. Help me understand about New England and why the doubts are there when we praise a lot of other people at his position. Drake May's not getting any respect, right? I don't want to sound like Rodney Dangerfield, but I don't know what he has to do for people to believe that he's going to continue to grow at that position, and they've given him more weapons. He's just as good, and I don't know why we're not giving them the same energy that we just gave the Dallas Cowboys, who have a lot more to prove in a lot of different categories.
Well, one, neither of us said, yes, Cowboys put them in the Super Bowl. We all said, going to be a good football team, improved football team. You're chasing 2 or 3 other teams and certainly one at the top. And the Patriots were good last year. They had a terrible schedule, and they took advantage of it. And then they obviously go on their run. So I think Kevin and I, you haven't spoken yet, but I think we're sitting there going to be a better team, but they're playing against better quality opponents.
I spoke on the old clip, 9-8, and I didn't know Dan was going to agree with me. I feel great about this. But Myron's right. They might be as good as they were last year. By the way, I think that if Bo Nix was healthy, the Broncos would have played in the Super Bowl. So let's start there. But I'm looking at this. They can be the same team. Did the Bengals get better? Yeah. They got Dexter Lawrence. They got Geno Stone. They're going to tackle better. They got Brian Cook instead of Geno Stone. They're going to tackle better. There's going to be instant improvement there. Chargers, they're going to have a healthy offensive line. They're going to get better. Mike McDaniel.
Keep going.
Ravens have a new coach. Bills have a new coach. Texans, all they need is mediocre play from C.J. Stroud, and they're a contender. So the AFC got better.
Right.
And even if the Patriots are the exact same or even a little better because of A.J. Brown, it ain't going to matter. They're not getting back to the Super Bowl.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm not ready to say that.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to go
I don't think they can get back to the Super Bowl this year. I don't think so.
I absolutely, who in the AFC do we say are head and shoulders better? You know, like, do I think Buffalo's going to be really good? Yep. All those teams that you rattled off, I think are going to be really good. But there's a reality where New England, you know, I don't want to say was a perfect storm in the playoff run, but they catch Houston, and obviously CJ just doesn't play at a good clip. Then they play the Chargers. They beat the Chargers, but we all know the Chargers were dealing with some injuries. Yeah. and then they play Denver in
the 20th consecutive year.
So I'm not minimizing what New England accomplished. I think New England is going to be a better football team. But I think their schedule is going to be significantly
tougher, and they're going to lose.
If you ask me, the Bengals have the softest schedule in the world.
Yes. So their record could be more similar to what the Patriots did last year, and so it would kind of flip a little bit here. Realistically, let's look at the teams at the AFC that you think are better than the Patriots right now, okay? Let's just pull a team from the AFC North. We don't know if it's going to be the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, but one of those you would assume is better than the Patriots, correct?
Sure.
Okay, fine.
Bengals, Ravens.
Okay, fine. But two? So you'd say two teams?
Bengals, Ravens.
Fine. Broncos, Bills, can we agree maybe will be better than the Patriots
Yes.
this year? Okay, then who else? Is that it?
I think the Chargers have a chance to be just as good.
I'll believe that when I see it.
And you have to have a team. I think Houston.
Jags.
Yeah. I think
Houston, maybe the Jags. Myron, we got a bump then. Would you agree with that? So that we just listed 7 teams that could potentially be better than the Patriots.
Yeah, I got to understand the definition of could here. I'm not in that boat. You're talking about C.J. Stroud, who hasn't been as good since his rookie season, has only declined. You're telling me the Justin Herbert Disney movie that everybody's been selling me, which hasn't happened yet, is suddenly going to lead the Chargers to the promised land? There are far more questions with the teams that were mentioned. Cincinnati, will they protect Joe Burrow? I'm not sold. Give me Drake May and the Patriots to be the best team in the AFC.
All right, coming up here on First Take. Well,
next time you see Jeremiah Love, though, maybe week 1. His impressive preseason debut against the Raiders, maybe the only time we see him until these things really count for the standings. Adam Schefter reporting the Cardinals running back is dealing with a high ankle sprain, unlikely to play the rest of the preseason. 3rd overall pick in April's draft. He had 58 yards rushing, caught 3 passes.
Shedeur Sanders finds himself in a remarkable position.
Let's go.
Yeah, I look at it as like a competition.
My answer to this question would be Deshaun Watson.
I think each and every person that walks into this locker room should have that mindset that you want to start. That's why we show up each and every day.
This is the most important thing I have to do in my life.
Good news.
Pretty important in Cleveland, too, because they have to make a decision eventually. The Browns quarterback competition continuing to take shape Saturday. Deshaun started against the Bears, 11 of 15, 126 yards in his first game of action since October of 2024 after he ruptured his Achilles, not once but twice. Shedeur Sanders will start the Browns preseason games this Saturday against the Bills. Oh, what a treat we have for you today. It's an Overreaction Tuesday on a Monday, adding some Grazitas to the program, Dan Graziano. And Dan, for those uninitiated or those who have taken time off and don't remember how it plays, we're going to give you a statement. Randy, pay attention. And you're going to tell us if each one of these statements is an overreaction or not an overreaction. First one, Deshaun Watson going to start week 1 for the Browns. Is that an overreaction, Dan, or not an overreaction?
It's not an overreaction. It's entirely possible, and Watson may well at this point be the favorite in the quarterback competition with Shedeur Sanders. Sanders is going to get to start the second preseason game. That is head coach Todd Monken's plan, and he'll get the run that Watson got with the starters in the first one. But right now, it feels like Watson is in the lead. There are people in the building who feel like it'd be nice to get something out of this contract before it's over. Remember, this is the last year of his 5-year contract in Cleveland. He has played only 19 games in the first 4.